I think you ought to know. That men's radio. The place where men and women really speak. Oh man, what a show. It's men's radio. This crazy show is on 3 times a week. Now Russ and Phil are there to help with all your cares. We laugh, we cry, we talk like grown-ups do. But if you're sad and low, it won't cost you no dough. Men's radio, that's the place for you. With Russ Kane and Phil Dave.
I've always forget you do that neat little bit of editing. It's very good. You know, Russ and Phil are there.
Oh, it's deep. And then
it's good. It's rather. Yeah, it's good, isn't it? It's good. I like it. It's clever. Hi, everybody. Welcome to MRS. Another week, another dollar. I wish. No, just another week.
Another week, another dollar. You're probably accurate in your assessment. The problem is,
I wasn't aiming that high, baby. I got to tell you that. Let's say hello straight out of the box. And winner this week of the quickest, fastest finger first is Sen Munro. Hope you're feeling better, Sen. Didn't like your messages on Friday, matey. Veronica Curran, good morning, everybody. Hey, hello, Veronica, up in Edinburgh. Hey, Barry J. Allen. Barry J. Allen. Afternoon, Russ and Phil. Afternoon, all. Afternoon, Flash. Hope you're feeling much better. Who? Oh, my back. Yeah. Nothing but drugs.
Doing what I can to beat this thing one more week, I reckon.
We're not allowed to say what it is. I'm being polite, then, because people are private people, so I'm not saying what you've got.
Now, seriously, Mother is apologising for being with us today. I think she's apologising for not being able to be with us.
Hi, guys. Really sorry. I can be with you today. Apples and trees, Phil Dave. Apples and trees. Melanie Hutchins, hi everyone. Elisa James, hi to both. Going to see, Friday. I'll give you a clue, Sen. There we go. That was you, Friday. Do continue.
Luke Newman says, good morning, gents. Hope you've had a great weekend. Thank you again for a fantastic chat last Friday regarding For Men to Talk and the Mental Health Mole books. Well, do you know what? Actually, sorry, the Mental Health Moles book. Sorry, got me the wrong place there. Luke, do you know what? I'm sorry, it's us who should be thanking you because I thought it was great. Really, really fascinating chat. Thank you very much indeed for taking the time.
Philip's very polite. Every time people email us after the show and say, thank you so much, thank you for having on, and then Phil always writes, no, it is us who should be thanking you.
Yeah, but I'm that polite that I wait for them to thank us before I reply to that.
I just thought it was an automatic thing that you just did it. Never sent it to me.
I copy and paste it, absolutely. Right.
Oh, Veronica Curran. No, Russ, it was Sen I was wishing well. I'm sorry, Veronica. I misunderstood.
Really?
Emma Webb, bonjour.
Oh,
and Russ, thank you for wishing Mrs. Flash happy anniversary. Like Barry, you've been so great. You know, it's lovely when nice things happen. It's lovely to wish people well and everything because there is so much absolute miserable crap going on, and we'll get onto that a bit later. Oh dear. This is good. Lisa Janes,
who I suspect is talking to you.
No, she's talking to you because you've got that lovable face. Half the women want to marry you, half the women want to adopt you. Whereas 100% of the women just want to punch me in the face. I know that. I got it. I know my place. It's fine. It's okay. It's okay. Wonder how Lisa talks. Hello, darling. You see, you can ruin everything. I don't know how she talks.
I am the lovely one, so you know.
You're the lovely one.
Yes.
The joke is in real life, it's the reverse. But there we go. Lisa Janes. Hello, darling. She probably doesn't talk like that. How does she think she talks? Maybe she's Irish. I don't know. Pick a voice. I'm in the mood. Come on, pick a voice, Phil.
And what about Billy Connolly?
Hey, darling. I'm currently nursing some very bad bruises. Fell up the stairs total exhaustion from no sleep. Hope you're well. Well, the first thing, Lisa, you don't spell "you're" like that. Y-O-U apostrophe R-A.
The problem
You
is,
fell up the stairs. Oh my God! I'm so sorry.
to be honest,
Bloody pain.
hang on a second. Why is it when everyone falls up the stairs, it's not as impressive as falling down the stairs?
Because falling down the stairs, you can kill yourselves. Falling up the stairs, Lisa, that takes some doing to fall up the stairs.
Did you go bump, 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 up, up, up?
Well, no, because that would be paranormal, wouldn't it? They'd have to do a whole Channel 5 when things go bump in the night horribly wrong, produced by Simon Withington.
Lisa Jane's Step Up.
Oh, that's good. The film. Lisa Jane, Step Up 2, the musical. We got a whole thing going on here. And then Lisa Jane's Step Up 3, Street Dance. Produced by Colin Vaines, directed by Jonathan Southcott. Now, here's the thing.
The Runner.
What's this? Now, Paul Endicott, toss up between TMS and MRS. TMS? I actually don't know what TMS is. What's TMS?
Too much sleep. I don't know.
What's Paul? He of the wonderful. If you haven't done it, by the way, gang, and it will be safe because it's all outdoors. Go and if you live in the London area, do his pop tours. They're just fantastic.
Paul Andrews says, "Happy Monday, everyone."
Unlikely, but we can try.
By saying, "I had a teacher speak to me at a craft fair on Saturday who heard."
Hang on, stop! I'm hearing the word craft fair.
No,
stop.
hang on.
Craft fair.
No. Hang on, you'll want to hear the rest of this, I promise.
No, I know I've read the rest of it. I'm just hearing the word craft fair. I go, la, 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 la.
What's wrong with the craft fair?
Every bloody thing. Go on. I'm just kidding.
I love craft fairs.
You like crocheting?
No, I don't.
You like doing embroidery?
Please, have me in stitches. Right, I had a teacher speak to me at a craft
You've
fair.
got the needle now.
See what you did
I'm
there.
going to wait 10 minutes. I'm doing well.
Right. I had a teacher speak to me at a craft fair on Saturday who heard...
Not you, Luke Newman. People won't be following. They think you went to a craft fair.
Well, they would be following if I could speak. Right. Anyway, hang on.
My fault. Excuse me. You're supposed to be in broadcasting. It's not my fault you can't speak.
Anyway, right. Try again. Luke Newman's... Yes. We'll use take 3, please. Take 3. Okay, right.
Sorry, love. Phil, love. We've got that for let's have another one for safety, love. Okay, and rolling.
Okay, Luke Newman says, I had a teacher speak to me at a craft fair on Saturday who heard our chat on the show. She would... Well, Luke, you let me down. She would
Luke to bring me back.
She would like me to bring the book to her school. Okay, that makes
great
sense.
idea too. Fabulous. That's the sort of thing we absolutely love. If you missed it on Friday, and I'm not going to do I hate it when people say, and where were you? I mean, God, you've all got lives, for Christ's sake. We're just grateful if you can drop in and drop out. It's lovely. Luke Newman came on. He'd sent me a PDF of this book. I fell in love with this book. It's just adorable. Luke, I must reach out to you because I want it on our website. I absolutely want it on our website with a hyperlink. I think it's that good, and I think it's that important.
We have no issue whatsoever if you drop in, drop out, but just as long as you do drop in, and don't drop off, that would be terrible.
So that's like a death gag, is it? That's like telling the listeners not to die. Good advice.
Chrissy Richards says, hi boys, still 45 degrees.
Jesus Christ.
38 degrees at 10 p.m. Lunch today, jacket potato with prawns. Chrissy.
Now, Chrissy, are you nuts? It's 45 degrees and you're having prawns. The first thing that can go off. Is that what you were thinking, Phil?
Yeah, absolutely.
I wouldn't touch them. Man.
Ooh,
jacket potato, you can't go wrong. Prawns, waiting to kill you.
The prawns will walk off the plate if you're not careful.
They'll just go, hey, loving the heat. What do you think? Terry, let's go. Well, I'm just on I'm on the baked potato. I'm stuck in this butter. Terry, move your back leg. You got back leg. Oh, thanks.
Chrissy Richards also goes on to say, Phil, kick is proverbial. He is so rude interrupting. Well, no, don't worry, Chrissy. It's fine. I do know my place. It's fine. Michael Verby says, up to the age of 40, you fall over. After the age of 40, you've had a fall.
Oh, God, Michael, that's so true, isn't it? you heard, you heard about Helen. No, oh, she's had a fall. No one ever says, you heard about Helen? What? She fell over.
It's true, actually.
She's had a fall.
No, you heard about Helen, she's had a fall. You heard about Chardonnay, she fell over whilst drunk last night. It really is so true. And James says, I'm half well. Good gracious me. She says, crumbs. Lisa says, I am half English.
Whoa, look you now.
And half Welsh, really? Good Lord, which half? Actually, no, don't.
Which half?
Yeah. No, I
like sheep.
Up the stairs late at night after making myself a sandwich and a glass of milk. That's a clever trick. Milk. Misjudged the. What's wrong with you?
I don't know. Sorry.
Misjudged the second step and went from top to bottom. Oh my God!
Oh, Christ! Oh, bloody Nora!
Sandwich over me, and the milk was up the walls and the carpet.
Oh God!
No point in crying, I suppose. The joy. Oh, okay. Oh, Lisa, hang on a sec. Now, for goodness sake, that's sorry. I'm really sorry. Then
you didn't see it coming. We're both behaving like two arses, and now she's got a terminally ill mum.
Yes, she says
timing, boys, timing.
Tongue in cheek, she says the joys of looking after a terminally ill mum at home. I did see the funny side of it until the bruising started to come out. Good gracious,
sweetheart, have you got arnica? Seriously, arnica, and that would be. Get the arnica, seriously, get the arnica on. Pop down to the chemist, just get some arnica. It really does help. It's very, very good. Tara Belmont.
What?
Tara Belmont.
Tara Belmont.
Hi, Phil. See, you are so in there, boy. I'm telling you. Hi, Phil. Meet the guy you are mentoring a few weeks ago at the White Horse pub, where he is currently working. Think he'll go far. You are mentoring a barman.
Oh, I know what that refers to.
Do you?
Yes, that refers.
Is it worth discussing, or is it really done?
And I suspect that refers to a certain new member of the men's radio team.
Oh, the O-level boy.
Yeah.
Oh, what's he doing there? I'm in touch with him all the time, so I've sent him lots to do. I like him a lot. He's really, really great. He's a great kid.
I think he'll go very far.
He's a great kid, and Tara, he will. He's a terrific kid. But we were outbid by an enormous organization. Screw him. That's what I say. Chrissy Richards, totally safe. You've just come out the fridge.
The prawns.
Oh, I thought she was. I thought Chrissy was it. Chrissy thought, God, it's hot. Mike, darling, I'll just be in the fridge if you need me. Okay. While you're there, get me a beer. Just come out the fridge, and we have the aircon. I didn't know you had aircon, Chrissy.
I thought all houses in Spain have to have aircon.
Do they? I didn't know that, because I used to sit there and just melt and think, why am I here? Fiesta here, everything is shut.
Everything's shut.
Oh. Everything is shut. Well, including the fridge door, we hope, because otherwise the prawns are going to go off. Sam Munro, not understanding. Has it got worse? Just stop. Just tell me. Has it got worse? If it's got worse, we wish you more well.
I think that was a reference to when Lisa was saying about falling up the stairs.
Oh.
Richard Todd says,
Jesus. Richard Todd from 633 Squadron. Hello, I'm Richard Todd. I'm a splendid black and white film actor. Morning, chaps. Tara Belmont. Yes, that's him. Yeah, he's a great kid. Phil introduced me to him. I've never met him, but we're on the phone all the time, and I really like him a lot. He's a lovely fella. Okay, that's good. Right, have we caught up with everybody? We have caught up with everybody here. Right, Phil's going to have to kick my ass. Apparently, I'm that rude.
Well, this can't come as a shock.
But it is. It's come out of the blue.
That's it.
Yeah, totally. I'm in deep shock. I'm just curious. I love, the great thing is, most other radio shows, people, used to dip into the DJ's lives. Hey, I had a fantastic weekend. I went to see Dave D, Dozy, Beaky, Mick and Tish, and they were great. And then we went, all that malarkey. And we just dip into your lives, because your lives are way more interesting than our lives. My life is ridiculously, placidly quiet, ludicrously quiet, madness. The highlight of my day is feeding my dog. That's my highlight.
Now, but you say that, but actually,
I have got something that's going to really impress you. Hang on, I just realised I've got this is great. This is great, and this is thanks to one of my twins who mentioned it to me. So I went ahead and got it. Now, you know I'm a cigar freak. I love my cigars, right, Phil? The one thing with a cigar, this is as everybody will recognise, a
domino.
So close. Got to give it to the other team. Do you know what this is?
Is it a new shape mini baby bell?
Oh, Phil, that's an excellent guess. I'm so sorry, but you do leave us with the microwave oven and vouchers for Woolworths and some Green Shield stamps. No, it's a Zippo lighter. This will be of interest to everybody if you smoke. I'm not advocating it. Oh, God, Phil's going to give me a 20-minute lecture now. I don't care. Right, this is a Zippo lighter, everybody. Now, you all know what Zippo lighters are. You fill them up with petrol, not 4-star. And, you know, they click, and it's the sound that we make that is great. It's the most satisfying sound in the world. There is something Now, I've had this Zippo lighter for years. What are you doing now?
I'm using my lighter. This is here.
Oh, that's yeah.
This here is a health and safety lighter.
Right, okay.
So when you're actually at a concert,
that is genius.
When you're at a concert, you can't use a lighter in an auditorium anymore. Well, I mean, you can't even go into an auditorium at the moment, let's be honest. But when you can go into an auditorium,
would you go into a bloody auditorium?
So some genius created a health and safety lighter.
Bloody love that, Phil. I love that.
Yeah, but look, you haven't seen the best bit yet. You ready? Look. Oh, look at that! It shuts.
Oh, get out. Anyway. Sen Monroe gets it. Zippo lighter. Stephen Marsh, wonderful gag. Full marks for guessing it was a Zippo.
But hey,
yeah, I hope you weren't being too Chico today. Right, okay. So the best sound, listen, you know, it's just fabulous. It's got 2 moving parts. With a Zippo lighter,
times in a row. I've got an idea. Do that.
No, because it'll spoil what I'm about to do.
Oh,
I will do. But young man. A little patience, if you please.
Who are you?
Right, okay. Listen, shush, you're slapping this out, right? So, the one thing you can't do with a cigar... I haven't forgiven for Phil for inviting himself over for lunch or dinner soon. Literally. I said, I'm not there. He goes, oh, I'm available. I said, no, we're not. He says, no, I'm turning up anyway. Right. Okay. Here's the thing. Stop drawing focus. Stop being Steve McQueen. You're pulling focus. The one thing you can't do with a lovely cigar is light it with a Zippo lighter, because the petrol really just contaminates all the leaf of the cigar and it stinks of petrol. So that's why we always use butane lighters. And then one of the twins says, you know what? You can do this. Stand by. Zippo are producing completely new inserts. So I've kept my beautiful old solid brass Zippo lighter, put in the new butane gubbins, and now I've got the best of both worlds. I'm thrilled.
And this is when the microphone goes poof anyway.
Yeah, that's when they set fire to my flat. Right, I'm just joking. Boom, boom. A clumsy, what is this? Lisa Janes. Oh, this is good. She's written a poem. Off you go.
Clear the throat.
Best pronounced. Here we go.
I would like to recite a poem as written by that sensational wordsmith Lisa James.
Poet laureate. Quiet, please. Please.
Attention, please. Clumsy Dumpty went up the stairs, carrying her drink and wares. She nearly got to the top, misjudged a step, then inevitably fell down the stairs. I think.
Lisa, I've got to be honest. I don't think Philip Larkin... The sound you can hear, Philip Larkin spinning is great. God. Chrissy Richards, I know what it was. Cheers, boys. I'm drinking fizzy white wine. Now, my mum used to do that. Oh, my. Wow. When they were in Spain, that's made me really nostalgic, Chrissy. Mum always made white wine and put like some fizz in it, some tonic water or soda water or something. It was great. Always had that lunchtime. She'd make a big salad and fizzy white wine. Suddenly got me upset. Boom, boom. Clumsy, tired plonker. You're looking after your mum, who is horribly ill, Lisa. Cut yourself some slack. Come on. Cut yourself some slack. You're doing a fantastic job, and it's so very, very difficult. Sen Monroe. Oh, you Turkish plonker. Still not sure what you're referring to about my... You told me you were feeling terrible. You actually said...
Who's terrible?
I don't know. I think she lives next door to Sen. She's fed up with it. She was minding her own business, standing at the bus stop. Sen comes on. Now she's feeling terrible. So you said you were feeling a lot worse. That's what I was referring to. I was holding out the tentative hand of friendship. It has been spat upon. This is where you go. This is where you go with it. Now, everybody, let's get on. Yeah. Yes, it was you when you said you were feeling a lot worse. Guys, are you still all being... I'm really curious, and I haven't discussed this with young Philip, but young Philip. Is this... Are you still being careful, or you given up? I'm talking about... I'm not talking about your love life. I'm talking... Everybody around the world going, what love life? Yeah, trust me. About the COVID stuff. Because I'm hearing some shocking stories. Somebody had a wedding recently. I've heard from 2 different weddings. No, it's not funny. It's not funny at all. It's coming up. So the wedding took place. It was indoors, right? So many people are ill. The bride's father apparently is very ill. You can read into that what you will. All from a wedding. People were sitting at the table. They're all dead ill. See, I wouldn't. If somebody said, "Oh, come to a wedding," I won't go. I won't do it. And when I hear stories like that, which are not apocryphal, I know some of the people who are ill. It's firsthand. I won't be touching it. I won't go near it. It's just not a risk worth taking. It's just not. And that makes me scared. Now, Phil. Here we go. I'll come back in a minute. Michael Verby out in space. Are you ever coming back? Are you giving up? One of our favorites is red wine and lemonade. Oh, yeah, Tinto Verano. Lovely. Phil is adorable, says Lisa. You've never met him, have you, Lisa?
Lisa, I can only apologize.
You haven't met him, have you?
For the scam that it is me, but thank you for saying so.
Off air.
Take note,
off air, he's a complete shit. This was great. Let's be honest. I know truth hurts. Sen Monroe watching Arsenal lose to Brentford. It was just fantastic.
Brentford won that. Good work.
Brentford, like 3 minutes ago, it was like, 2 butchers, a plumber, and, guy from a roofing company or something playing. So the Arsenal lost to Brentford. It was just... We don't normally do anything like this on the show, unless it relates to Spurs, in which case we might. And what is the oil men? What is that? The oil men. Don't know what that means.
Oil men.
Oh, my cousin's turned up. Yay. Francine Warner. Gorgeous men. Kiss, kiss, kiss. Hi, Franny.
Well,
hi, Franny. Did you get my message the other day? about our mutual cousin?
Now, hang on a second. We need to work this out, because if he said Spurs beating the Oil Men FC, so it must be a football club that he's trying to make a nickname out of, a joke out of.
Oh, Chrissy Richards loves you as well. They all love you so much. They all love you. I agree with you, Lisa. Ooh.
You're too kind, honestly. Thank you.
Oh, God, he really doesn't need any encouragement. Richard Todd, my family and best mate are huge Brentford fans. Not half pop. Pick up your Brentford nylons, all right. Not half. Stay bright. Ta-ra. And they were slightly chuffed. I bet they were. Oh, Man City is Saudi oil money. So you call them the oilmen. Got it.
In a million years, I would never have got that. I thought that was a really clever coded name for one of the teams. And it turns out it's just because of the money invested. I would never have got that.
Now, Michael Verby, going back to my point about the wedding, and loads of people have got horribly, horribly ill. I mean, bad ill. Michael Verby, football stadia. Oh, good. Get you with your Latin plurals. Football stadia back to full capacity. Plus, here in Spain, you wouldn't believe there is a pandemic. Chrissy Richards, you're in Spain. Do you agree with that? Ha ha ha. How cute was Phil's big smug smile? Yeah, this is it. This is the face. What? I'm not hearing me. What?
Or stadia.
It is the Latin correct plural for stadium.
Oh, very good.
Bellum, 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 belly, below, below. Bela, 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 bellorum, belis, belis. That is the full declension of bellum, the word war. That is the full Latin declension of it.
How on earth have we gone from that to most people saying "in it, mate"? What happened? Seriously?
I despair. I can't even listen to the continuity announcers.
Oh, I agree.
They're just shit. I mean, what the hell? That's all there is to it. They're just crap. Hello, are you doing anything? Well, I've come in to change the toner on the photocopier. Could you be a continuity announcer for a week? Yeah, all right.
And you know, actually, it wasn't that long ago. It wasn't that long ago that I applied under the guidance. Okay, this is going to sound very.
Of your mum.
No, this is going to sound very showy off. I don't mean to. I just think it's a sign of how standards have slipped. Under the guidance of the person who used to be the head of continuity at BBC Radio 4.
Who was? Oh my gosh!
I'll tell you later. I submitted a demo. But you and I both know him. But I submitted a demo to the current head of continuity at BBC Radio 4. I don't know if he's current now, but he was at the time. This is probably about 6-7 years ago. The then head of continuity at BBC Radio 4.
Well, he'd have gone because he's not
keeping in mind.
So I nearly walked into a whole minefield there. I'm not going to do it. You know what I mean. He didn't tick the boxes.
Keeping in mind that to the letter, I trained for weeks with the former head of continuity. As soon as the current head listened to the demo and finally got back to me, he said, yes, I just don't think he's got what we're looking for.
No, because he speaks beautifully. He's articulate, he's intelligent, and he actually makes the language sound lovely as opposed to some guttural garbage.
He's suggesting that the person who you took over from doesn't know how the job works. So never mind. There you go.
It's incredible, isn't it? It is absolutely. It is mind-boggling.
Yeah, in hindsight, it's hilarious, but at the time, I was obviously
at that time, it's very, very, very hurtful.
Anyway,
it is. Everything's dumbed down. Every single thing is dumbed down.
Totally.
I just want to switch track for a. I wanted to switch track for a minute. Lawrence Llewellyn Bowen. I've had lunch with Lawrence, and I liked his wife was charming. It's really. I always like meeting couples because you see how the relationship and how it all works. Because usually one will be very grounded and very normal, and the other will be Lawrence Llewellyn Bowen. And his wife was just a delight. She was just charming, and we had a lovely chat. And he was perfectly nice. Perfect. I'm not being rude at all. And I said, I must buy you some cufflinks because the fact that the cuffs are flapping all over the food, they're driving me mad. She says, he never wears cufflinks. I said, I'll get him a pair of cufflinks because it's just ridiculous.
Oh, cue Sen to come in with his gripping yarn cufflinks. But did Lawrence...
I don't have any shirts.
Did Lawrence Llewellyn Bowen by any chance arrange the serviettes so they look like his sleeves where they're flaying all over the place?
No, he just picked up the tablecloth and went, woof.
Yes.
No, he didn't. I always think that if you're, in the public eye and you're sitting at a table where not all the other people are not forgive me, please don't mean insulted folks, punters, you should all be just talking to each other like Phil and I just talk.
Well, I mean, you say
I don't want people to be on. Do you know what I mean? I don't like. I'm in real life. Phil and I are quite the opposite. Phil's very outgoing and sort of flamboyant, and in real life, I'm actually very quiet. But that's it. When we're out and about, we are completely the opposite of the way we appear on air, which is fine. No, it's true though, isn't it? I mean,
I don't have a ghosty in real life.
Men's radio, where men really talk. Anywho, what I was going to say, God, I just heard my bones click. Jesus. Nothing worse, is there? Yeah, old. Anyway, really, what is that? Really, Russ? What? You don't agree that I'm quiet? Well, I'm not quiet when I'm round with my cousin, who I've known my entire life, obviously. But normally, what have we got? Lisa?
I hate to tell you, he's not quite adapted to what the word quiet actually means. So no one's told him this. That's the problem. But anyway,
what are you saying? What are you saying? No. What are you saying? What are you trying to say? No.
What?
What do you mean? The finger. Auntie Teresa, Auntie Sylvia. Francine's mum, my auntie, and her sister, Auntie Teresa, they're both my dad's. Mit the finger. If they wanted to make it, the finger would be going, and you knew you were in deep shit.
I had a great auntie.
If her aunt phoned me, if her mum phoned me, Auntie Sylvia, hello, Russell, Auntie Sylvia here, my stomach would go to ice. I knew I'd done something terrible.
I had a great aunt who used to do a lot of finger whacking. It was really strange, actually, because I used to think it was going to strike up the brass band. She waved it so much.
I'm telling you, if I ever see that woman again, I'm going to give her a piece of my mind. That bloody bitch. If I see her, it's hilarious.
Tell me off the musical rhythm of the night.
Fran and I, to this day, say,
no. She used to tell me off the musical rhythm of the national anthem. I was quite convinced.
Are you serious? Did she do this? Philip.
Lisa Jane, I'm contracted to BBC Radio Wales. Am I? Oh, no, you are. And
no, you're not. You could only wish.
What? Excuse me. I was at BBC Radio London under contract. Thank you very much indeed.
No. They put a contract out on you. That's not the same thing. Yeah.
I'm contracted to BBC Radio Wales, and when I listen back to my interviews on current affairs, I sound English, but sometimes the odd word has a Welsh tilt. Tilt or lilt?
Tilt.
Anyway.
Lilt. Should be lilt.
Yes, a Welsh lilt. Anyway,
Welsh lilt, you see?
How don't you know? When I was live on your show a few months back ago, shame on you. Oh, she said, how did you not know when she was live on the show? It's true, actually. When Lisa was on the show, how do we not know she had part Welsh in her?
Well, we weren't interested, basically. Didn't care. Can't believe that.
I would suggest maybe once in a while.
Phil's going to make up some crap, and I just thought, let's cut to the chase.
The Welsh
Lisa, we just didn't care.
The Welsh
we just wanted you on the show.
The Welsh accent would occasionally leak out. I thank you.
Oh, come on. That's very good. It's a lovely accent, the Welsh accent. It's beautiful. For poetry and the spoken word, it is absolutely gorgeous. Gorgeous. It does have that fabulous.
I mean, I have to do the Humpty Dumpty poem again with a Welsh lilt now.
Can you do Welsh? Oh, you can, because you drink so much Welsh whiskey. Pendrin. You're probably half Welsh now. Well, whatever it is. Go on, read it. Read it out again. Let's find Lisa's poem, and he will do it. Ladies and gentlemen, the extraordinary vocal dexterity of Mr. Philip Dave.
I've got to find it first.
Oh, Jesus. I was buying you time, you pot. Right. Oh,
I don't know how I'm very good at Welsh, but Clumpty Dumpty went up the stairs carrying a drink and wares. She nearly got to the top, misjudged a step, then inevitably fell down the stairs. Why, I. Oh, no, that's Geordie. But anyway, close enough.
How do you go from Cardiff to Newcastle upon Tyne?
It was
like faster than light speed.
It's a round trip of the UK. Could have been worse. I could have slipped into Liverpool then. That would have been awkward.
Richard Burton. It was a cool black, slow black night. Yes. Oh my God, no. Phil says saying, oh yeah, Richard Burton. Nobody knew at the end of the 20th century, was it? Nobody knew at the start of the 20th century that we were being observed.
Right. Paul Andrews has very kindly volunteered. He's going to phone in and he's going to do a better Welsh accent.
Yeah, so very, very much looking forward to it from Paul. Very, very much. Well done, Paul. You've got our number, 0203290411. And by the way, now,
4411.
I just want to say a couple of things about, many of you have reacted, and I want to thank you hugely. I decided that we needed to focus on Alzheimer's and dementia, and I said I wanted to devote a 3-hour show, a full 3-hour show to it. Your reaction has been extraordinary. I'm now probably going to do an entire week on all the aspects of dementia and Alzheimer's. Within 24 hours of me announcing this, my first guest is going to be Glenn Campbell's daughter. Go figure. It just occurred to me, and I thought I'm going to do this on a whim. And within 24 hours, Glenn Campbell's daughter, yes, as in Rhinestone Cowboy, as in Galveston, she nursed the legendary Glenn Campbell through his dementia, and she's going to be probably the first guest. I couldn't believe it. The reaction from all of you has been absolutely like a tidal wave. So thank you so much. I didn't realize that would resonate with so many. I know so many of us are struggling with it, with family members, husbands, wives, grandparents, parents. It's a huge issue. So we're putting the shows together now. And once we've got all of that, we will announce it and we will let you know how we're going to run it. I've got more than enough, but always willing for so many of you come forward and say, I want to tell my story of what it was like looking after my wife or looking after my parents and all of that. I think it's a story that needs to be told. It needs to be told, and you need to understand it. I also want to get, and Stephen Marsh, if you're listening, I think you're there. I probably want you as a guest because people need to financially plan for looking after those with dementia and Alzheimer's. It is not just a brutal, terrible, horrendous illness. It is brutal and horrendous, expensive. It's a shocker. So you need financial planning. So I think I'm trying to try and do a full package where we can get what the experience is like, which is rough, what you need to think about planning, how you can do your best finance. Stephen, maybe you give me a tinkle, we can talk about it. And then we'll get some, and the experts. We're getting the experts on as well, pharmaceutical companies, etc., so doctors and experts. So it's going to be a fascinating and salutary lesson, I think. And it's something which doesn't get enough publicity because it's so not sexy, because there's no upside to it. There's, and people don't want to talk about it, which means I do want to talk about it. So there we are. That's where I just wanted to say thank you so much for everybody. I was absolutely flooded with messages. If I haven't replied to you, I apologize. I will. There we go.
Paul Andrews says that he would never put himself in the position of doing a Welsh accent live on air. Thank you, Paul. I think that's the measure.
Yeah. You see, that's the difference. That's the difference between a punter and a pro, baby.
Melanie Hutchins says Phil sounded like Gladys out of Heidi High. Thank you.
Oh, by the Olympic-sized swimming pool, be the Nobly Knees competition. I used to love Heidi High. It's still hilarious. It's still adorable.
And apparently Sam Monroe is in agreement with that. Phil went all Heidi High. Then Lisa goes on to saying, lilt, blooming autocorrect. You did care, as did your listeners. As I was talking about my mum. Oh, okay, right, fine. So that's what she said. She was talking about her mother, and that's what we cared. She then goes on to say that was I'm going to use the word rubbish.
SH1T, you can say.
That was a rubbish Welsh accent. Thank you. Russ, yours was way better. I don't very Welsh. That's Lisa saying that. Please let me be part of the dementia show. My mum is towards the end of her life from that. I have raised a lot of
Now,
money.
here's an interesting. I'm going to stop you, Phil. Why did you avoid the word dying? Why
Because
did you do that? We've created a universe here where we try to be honest, and it's Lisa's mum. I'm just really curious. I'm not being in any way critical. I'm just really curious that even you, who's very outspoken,
okay,
it's Lisa's mum. Lisa herself has used the word dying, and you paraphrased it. It's incredible how we I'm not picking on Phil. I mean, it's just we can't say the word dying or dead or somebody's passed over. They haven't passed over. They've died.
I know, but I can answer that. I can actually tell you the reason why.
Come on.
Because to me, the word dying is a very strong word. It's a very final word, obviously,
Really?
nature of it. And it's also not deliberately so, obviously, but it hurts, to actually sort of think of people as dying. And
which is why we've created religion.
I know, but in a million
my
years,
theory. It's really my theory.
I would never go out my way to offend or upset or hurt one of the listeners, even if it's a word they use. So I don't want to use that.
It's so interesting that you did that you self-censored yourself. Had it been somebody else referring to somebody else, but it's Lisa's mum, and Lisa used the word herself. So she's, I'm not going to use the word comfortable, but she's embraced that word. Anyway, Lisa, absolutely, you're on. Perfect. Thank you very, very much. I'd be honored and delighted. Thank you. It's, what I think you've just hit on something so interesting, Phil, is that I think that's why religion and there's the afterlife and there's this and there's a white light and you're going to sit on a cloud and you're going to meet your dog. You're not. That's it. It's a one-way trip. Make the most of it.
Yeah, but hang on a second. That's what you believe. That's up to you.
But no one's ever come back and said, "Oh, yeah, I saw God," or "I saw heaven," or "I saw hell." No one's ever done that. They're all frauds. Most of the people who do that, it's just fraudulent. It's unfair.
No. I completely beg to differ. There are people who absolutely wholeheartedly believe they've had out-of-body or near-death experiences. Now, you can choose not to believe that. That's up to you, but it gives an awful lot of comfort to some people. And just to be dismissive and say it doesn't exist, it does exist to a lot of people. It might not be true, but
that's my point. That's my point. It would be lovely. It would be lovely if it were true. Believe me, no one, for all the reasons no one will be happier if it would be true. There's so many people I would love to see again. And love to joke with and know that I had eternity to be with them and laugh and joke and enjoy their company. I would adore that. Even thinking about it, I'm tearing up a bit, but I don't see it happening. If it happens, it'll be a great surprise. And I'll have to come back and say, I was wrong.
Because people are
Phil was right. Phil was right. The words stick in my throat.
I love. Now, there's a thought for you. You are going to deliberately haunt me just to say Phil was right.
Phil, that's presumptive that I'm going to go before you.
Well, and to be honest,
how many weddings are you going to be attending, Mr. I'm going out there? When you went to the theatre, by the way, was it full? I never asked you that. You sat inside, which was really because you have been very careful. You've been very cautious, as have I. As I think anybody with half a brain should be. But it's your choice. I just don't want you to infect me. Phil doesn't want you to infect him. He's got parents. He comes back, he infects them. You understand how this works? So I just think it's ridiculously selfish. But we can argue that forever, Well, here's the thing. When you went to the theatre, how was it? How did you feel?
Yeah, in answer to your question, okay, certainly I was nervous, but I have to say it was actually not a bad environment to be in, so much as that most people were wearing masks. I was very impressed.
They were? Okay, I didn't realize.
Most people were. Having said that, I know someone who went to another performance a couple of weeks back, and they said hardly anyone was wearing a mask, so I suppose it's hit and miss. But it was interesting because it was obviously the first time I've been around that many people for so long. And also for that period of time since the start of the pandemic. So in other words, to be in an auditorium sitting in one place surrounded by how many hundreds of people for an hour and a half, it was quite daunting. Of course it was. But do you know what the weirdest thing was? And this is, I know it sounds so silly, but it was being surrounded by the sound of applause. I know that sounds really dark.
Not something you're used to.
Most certainly not something I'm used to. And not necessarily. I actually didn't realize that it was something that was so unfamiliar for the last over a year and a bit. It was extraordinary because to actually be surrounded or submerged in that sound, it was really odd, but it was very nice in all the same.
Some fantastic. But you did feel a sort of low level of like slight concern.
Yeah, I did, but I just look. I kept telling myself, and I still tell myself this: I want to go back to the theatre as often as I can.
We all want to get back to life. All of us do.
I've got to do something. Can we just catch up with a couple of messages?
Yes, so many wonderful messages. Right, let's just
Lisa continues.
Knock yourself out, young Phil.
Well, Lisa continues the conversation by saying that
you don't want to read this. Let me read. I know you're hesitant. She is dying, Phil. Her brain is slowly. I had this with my mum for 16 years. She can no longer walk. Oh God, slurs her word. I'm prepared, but it's heartbreaking. Lisa, my heart breaks for you. It does. I've been mourning her since I lost her. I'm going to touch on this very, very briefly because I will be doing it during our special week. I'm going to try and aim for a week. If we can't do it, we'll do it for several shows. I lost my mum died about 3 years ago, but she had Alzheimer's dementias for 16 years. I'll go into details when we do the special week, but I always say I lost her years before she died. And that's how you feel. It's absolutely bloody awful. It's horrible. Lisa, I totally understand. And what you're going through it's like watching somebody that you love drown slowly, and there's nothing you can do about it. Francine, my cousin's upset with me. Russ, you do not believe that. That we do not receive signs from our families who have passed. Fran gets signs from her mum. Listen, if anyone was going to come back, it'd be my Auntie Sylvia. Jesus. Boy, they'd be too terrified. If there's a heaven, they would be terrified of her. Best cloud for Mrs. Roberts. Best cloud. Get them off. Get them off. Mrs. Roberts here. Sylvia Roberts here. Get the best cloud. No, get the best cloud. No, she doesn't want to sit there. She wants to sit on that cloud. So it would be that. Trust me, if anyone was going to come back, be Auntie Sylvia. This is. You won't want to read this out either.
I don't know. I don't listen. I read it. I did see that and slightly choked me, if I'm honest.
My father
goes on to
this
say
is from Lisa James. This is how honest.
She says that my father pointed up to the corner of his hospital room before he died and said, "It's not long now, Mum and Dad. I am on my way. I believe in something. My mum and neighbour were there with me when he did it. It was quite comforting."
It would be wonderful. It would be wonderful. If we could know for sure, we can't, we never will. It would be so wonderful. It would be fantastic to be reunited with those. As long as we're only reunited with those we love, I don't want to meet all the bloody a-holes that I've had to deal with throughout my working life and think, oh, Christ, they're back again. No, I don't want that. Horrible old teachers. Don't want them back. Hopefully they're rotting in hell. Anyway, there we are. I love this. This is from Malcolm Verby, who his dad and my dad were best mates. This is weird, isn't it? It's the weirdness of life. Malcolm and Frank. So Malcolm was Malcolm Verby. That's Michael Verby's dad, and Frank was my dad. Malcolm and Frank are up there betting on the. This is so brilliant. Betting on the Celestial Grand National. Unfortunately, they had their money on Devon Lock. If you don't know about horse racing, Devon Lock. Look at it, failed spectacularly, was running, was going to win the race, and suddenly decided there was a fence there. There was no fence there, and jumped over nothing and lost the race. Devon, that would have been your dad and my dad. They were hilarious.
Melanie goes on to say, "You are doing so well, Lisa, and I hope you can get some rest." Francine agrees. She says, "Absolutely."
Yeah. It's unremittingly exhausting. It's horrible. It is horrible. I used to come out and see my mum in the home, and I just sit in my car and cry my eyes out. It was just ghastly. I had to, I had to pull myself together because I had to drive back, and it was quite a long way. But the staff were all wonderful, and there we are.
Ramsey's joined the party and says, after the dedicated dementia program, maybe we can have one focusing on death and how we grieve.
Okay.
It's an interesting subject. We hardly ever talk about death. He says that his dad died when he was 15 years old.
Oh, that's rough.
Ramsey. Not sure that he properly grieved, and also for his mother, who was lost 19 years ago. Crumbs.
That is so rough. 15, it's a difficult time in your life under the best of circumstances. Ramsey, I'm so sorry. That's horrible. Sam Monroe. Well said, Phil. Can't wait to get to the theatre. Yeah, I used to love it. Sam would get your programs, get your ice cream. It was marvellous in the theatre, I would say. Lisa Jane saying exactly she's already gone.
Melanie goes on to say, I really it's so important that we discuss something that we all encounter would be so beneficial.
Well, this is it. This is what I always wanted to try and do with MRS, and I'm just thrilled that 50% of the audience are women. I didn't think it would happen, and I'm so delighted and honoured. Thank you very, very much. Paul Andrews, if you knew for certain life after death, there would be no need for belief. Belief can be more comforting, whatever the belief is. Yeah, well, Sam Monroe. Do you want to read this out? Do you want me to read it out? You read it, Phil.
Ben says, he was sitting sort of at his mother's, by his mother's bed the night before she died. He said that she smiled and pointed towards the end of the bed and said, "They've come to get me."
Wow. God. Wow.
He asked, "Who, Mum?" And she apparently said, "The angels. I know you can't see them, but they are there. Everything is going to be okay." Oh, God, everything is going to be okay. What are you doing to me, you lot, for crying out loud?
You're getting very emotional.
Wow.
Phil's getting actually very emotional. I'm kind of holding it together. So that's so beautiful.
Crumbs. Lisa
Phil's
said,
going to cry.
I'm not going to cry. Shut up. Lisa said, "My mom."
I'm not crying. You're crying.
Lisa says, "My mum wanted to come home to die. She is all I have left. I'm doing my best, but it is exhausting."
Oh my God, Lisa! You got no sisters, no brothers, cousins, anybody lurking about? The other thing you get with dementia, and I'm not preempting anything, is that it's the time when you need everybody around to support you, and because it's such a horrible illness, everybody heads for the hills. I understand it. I do understand it. And people say, "No, I don't want to see," So I'd always go, apart from with my partner. I have to say that my daughter was brilliant and my partner was brilliant. And eventually I said, "Please, to everybody, don't go. There's just no point. It's too upsetting." It's very hard. You do feel very, very alone. You feel very alone. It's tough. It's really tough. I'd rather somebody got hit by a bus, because it's like that. Boom. And I know it's a terrible shock, and it turns everything upside down. But boy, you don't have to go through this horrible, protracted, lingering ghastliness. There we are. I didn't realize it was going to touch such a chord. So thank you, everybody. Really, really appreciate it. I think it's going to be I think we're going to have some very special shows. Yeah,
I might suggest I might have a couple of Valium standing by before we do actually.
Well, I was thinking, because I was thinking on some of these shows that you I don't know. I'll talk to you about it, because I know you get very kind of. I want to be practical about it.
It's much more
practical about it.
More about sort of, I relate it. And I think we all do this. I relate it to my relatives who have been and gone, and I think it's just a bit crumbs. So yes, but make no mistake, I think it's humbling that people are able to be so candid about it, and thank you for it.
It is humbling. It is humbling, and it's fantastic, because when you start something, you think, I wonder if people are going to get the idea. I wonder what they get, the whole ethos of what we're trying to do on MRS, WRS, if they get it, or they just won't be in step with it. And the way you guys have reacted just blown me away. Chrissy Holt, I was lucky. No one in my family had dementia. It was strokes and bowel cancer. Jesus Christ. God almighty. Wow, today, gents. The thing about it is, Veronica, life is both funny and tragic all at the same time, isn't it? And the reason that Phil and I arse about so much is because life is sometimes unremittingly awful. And it's so awful, you have one choice: just sit there with a box of Kleenex and sob your heart out, or you just think, oh, got it, and you make stupid jokes. I tend to make stupid jokes, but I take things horribly seriously. I don't take myself seriously. I take what I do seriously. And so, yeah. And the other thing is, I've got a dear friend, I'm not saying anything else at all, who totally unexpectedly is very ill. And it's hit me for 6. Very close, very, very good chum of mine, and hit me for 6. And it really has. And it's just made me double down on just trying to have a good time and enjoying little things in life. So the little lighter that I've converted with the Zippo to butane for my cigars and stuff made me so happy. It's a little stupid thing. I know that. It's not going to change the world, but it made me perfect, happy. No family, says Lisa James. Wow, my friends are my family. Yeah, I get that. A lot of my family live abroad. Nobody really bothered with me and mum after my dad died so young. Why? Why do they do that? Why do they just disappear? I don't get it. You're both doing well on your show. Thanks a lot. This helps me and other people so much. Thank you. I'll do a Phil Dave. No, we should be thanking you.
But it's true.
It is true. We should be thanking
I actually don't want people to thank us, because as far as I'm concerned, I'm so grateful to them. I don't feel
we
like
are grateful. We've got nothing without you guys. We've got absolutely nothing, because you guys aren't trying to sell a product. You're not here to flog a book. You're not here to flog a film. You're just here and interacting.
You say that, but Sen would flog a film.
Oh, Sen would flog bloody anything. Jesus, whatever he's doing, he'd be flogging it. Get your tickets. Who wants tickets? Who wants a kebab? I'm talking about fresh. I'm talking donut. I'm talking lorry straight off the rack. Who wants it?
Well, quite.
The goat. Sen one day told Phil and I, I'm not going into it. I will one day get him on just for one anecdote, and then he can bugger off. We were crying. It got better. It was one of the best anecdotes I have ever heard in my life. It was
honestly,
it was hysterical, or as my Auntie Teresa would say, it was hysterical.
Hand on heart. We are not. Was that? There's the story about the goat being the funniest. We're not kidding.
No,
I thank you.
That's very good. The reason I suppose we arse around, we see what's happening. Hi, Ray. We see what, you look at what's happening in Afghanistan. I'm not doing politics. I'm talking about mental health. And I look at it this way. I don't look at the big political picture, because what the hell? I'm one person. What am I going to be able to do? Nothing. So I understand that. You can shout and scream and give yourself an early death. There's no point. There's nothing you can do about it. 20 years. 20 years. What have they achieved? Nothing. I don't think about all the billions of dollars that the arms manufacturers have made. That's not my thing. All I can think about when I see the utter chaos that Biden has caused is this. All those families who lost their sons or daughters, all those families, and they must be looking at their television screens saying, why did we lose our kid for this? Because their grief will never end. And that's the way I look at these things. It's Saigon all over again. I said the only upside to this whole disgraceful debacle is that Andrew Lloyd Webber is now writing a new musical, Miss Kabul. It's the same thing all over again. And if you look at I've got 1 minute. If you look at the press conferences, what they're saying, they are just, the lies are just shocking. You're dealing with people's lives here. And I just turn around, which is my big thing about life. I go, what was the point of all of that? 20 years, thousands and thousands of people dead, wounded, maimed for life. For what? It's a tragedy. Absolute tragedy. And Sam Monroe, one anecdote.
I can't help but think if it was any other president who had done that there would have been hell to pay. But hey.
Oh, interesting, isn't it? Interesting.
Anyway, we'll see you Wednesday at midday. Bye, everyone.